to my channel. So Spectrum Noir sent me a box of their markers to try out. These are their Illustrator brush markers. This is their newer one. So the first one they had, the nibs were a little messed up, and so they ended up changing the nibs. Let's see how well the new nibs work. Oh my god, I love the design of this. Look how cool this looks. So I'm just gonna be sketching something out while we just like talk about these markers. Like I said, this is the newer version of the first markers they had. If you guys have been here for a while, you would have known I did a review of those markers, like the older ones, and I was not impressed with them. The nibs were just like not very good. Even Jazza, I think when he did his review of them, he talked about the nibs not being really good, and so they ended up, I guess, teaming up with Jazza and they kind of fixed up the nibs, and so I guess his name is a part of this brand or something. I don't know. The review video is no longer up just because I thought it was a bit too negative and it's not really relevant anymore since they did change the nib, and I kind of owe you guys an updated version of this video. And also, this isn't sponsored, I just thought you guys would like an update on these markers. Here's what the markers look like. They haven't changed the design of the marker. I think the only thing they changed was the nib, and I'm really glad they kept the design of these. Like the hexagon shape just makes it look so original because I haven't seen any markers like this, and so kudos to them. So the Illustrator markers are double-ended. It comes with a brush nib on this side, really nice, really spongy, and also a fine tip. I honestly would have preferred a broader nib instead of the fine tip, because if I wanted to use the fine tip and it's pretty small, I could have just used the brush nib because the brush side is already pretty small, so that kind of like takes up that use of the little fine tip. And if I had like a broader nib, that would have taken up a lot more space, made it a lot easier to clear up a space, I guess, on the paper. I'm not sure. This is just coming from my standpoint on the kind of things I do, which is like painting people. Maybe people use the finer tip to like write or something. That could be a good use. But for me, since I like drawing people, I kind of like the broad nib. Alright, so I'm done with the first piece, just using the Spectrum Noir brush markers. So now we're going to move on to compare the Spectrum Noir to the Copic markers. Let's see what the difference between these two markers are. This is what I'm going to be coloring. The line art of this drawing is going to be on my Facebook page, so if you guys want to color it yourselves, but this is what it looks like. It's just a girl. I'm gonna start off with the Spectrum Noir markers and then I'll move on to the Copic markers. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so starting out with the Spectrum Noir markers, I went ahead and I did a quick little blend test to show you guys how well these markers blend. The first two red colors I picked were a bit close, so they blended pretty nicely. The second blue color that I did, a little far apart, but they still ended up blending quite well. And also the purple color is like a really light purple color and a really dark purple color, and they blended quite well. They're from the same color family, so I was expecting them to blend. So it does pass the blending test. The blending was pretty nice, I would just say that. Like, it's better if you're blending colors that are similar, not so much if colors are like super different. That goes for any other marker as well. You just don't want to blend colors that are like super far apart and that are not in the same color family. Like, you don't want to blend a really light green with a really dark red color. That's probably not gonna work. Here is just a quick demo of me using the fine tip. After doing this, I literally didn't even touch it at all. Like, that was it. This was all I did with the fine tip, which is kind of sad. I kind of forgot that I even had it because the brush marker was pretty much doing everything for me, and so I knew I couldn't cover up like a larger amount of space using that smaller shape, so I kind of just kept on with the brush marker, so it wasn't really a big deal breaker for me. Alright, so here I'm doing the test to see if these markers match the cap. Some of them did, some of them did not match, but I would say the colors are pretty close. They're not like Bionyo not matching level. They're pretty close, but they're just not a very strong match to the color cap that's on there. It's a little off. Some of them are a little off, some of them are like spot on. Like the red color, I thought it was pretty good, but like the skin tone color was a bit too pink compared to what's on the cap, but not like the lighter skin tone. I thought the lighter skin tone was like spot on. The brown is a little off too. Like, looking on what's on the cap, it looks a lot lighter compared to what's on the paper. Is a lot darker, but that cream color spot on. So it was definitely like a hit or Nope, we're not gonna say it. Sorry, kiddos. Not today, not today. Fine, I'll say maybe the meme is already dead. The markers are like a hit or miss. Some of the colors match, some of them don't match. But the ones that don't match are like not too far apart from what's on the cap. It's maybe like 1 or 2 shades darker usually than what's on the cap. I hope that makes sense. And I also did a smudge test with my microns and it didn't smudge my line art. So that was good. So the Illustrator markers come in about 216 colors to choose from, which is really good actually. I got 48 colors. I'm gonna show you guys an overview of what the colors I got look like. And yeah, this is just 48 out of 216. Done with the Spectrum Noir one. Oh, time to clean this up and then we'll move on to the Copics. Alright, so we're just gonna start on the Copic marker side. I'm not really gonna talk much about the Copic markers because I assume you guys already know what's good. Copic markers are pretty much the industry standard. A lot of people compare other markers to Copic markers just because they're pretty much the industry standard. A lot of people trust Copic. A lot of artists trust Copic. They have consistently carried the quality that they do have right now, which is pretty good. They have the largest amount of colors you choose from. The nibs are replaceable. Every single color is refillable. All of that goes into the price that is Copic. But that price tag is a lot, and that's why we have other brands to choose from that are much cheaper, and we can get the same results as we would get with Copic without selling your liver. I never noticed how yellow the Copic marker skin tones are until I'm like comparing it to other markers, and I'm just like, whoa, that is really yellow. So I don't know, I've been looking, but I can't find any other skin tone that isn't as yellow as what I have right now. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. And also, this is my character Nina. Her skin tone isn't even this color. I changed her whole color palette, but this is just for this video. I kind of did it out of a whim. I just wanted to test out the Illustrator skin tone markers just to see what they looked like. But yeah, this is not her color palette. This is just once in a lifetime thing. My poor girl. So now I kind of want to just talk about the pros and cons of the Illustrator marker. So let's start with the pros. Number 1, they have 216 colors to choose from. That is a lot. So I'm really impressed about that. And another thing is that their hexagon shape doesn't allow them to roll around, so that's nifty. They're also really blendable. The ink lays down quite nicely and it doesn't streak at all, or not very much. And best of all, these markers are refillable. You can refill these markers up to 16 times. What? Low-key just found that out today while I was doing my little research. And last of all, I think they're pretty cheap. They're only $2.85 per marker, so that isn't too bad for a brush marker that's refillable, that has all of these benefits. And now for the cons. I don't really have that many cons. The first one would be that not all of these markers match their cap, and also these markers are not sold separately, and so you have to spend the $17 on these 6 colors or whatever pack you're gonna get. And yeah, you don't get to choose which colors you get. Wah wah. So this is them side by side. What do you guys think? Which one is your favorite? Or you can like them both, but yeah, which marker would you get if you had to choose, if price didn't matter? So that is pretty much it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked today's video, and I will see you all in the next one. Hi guys, thanks for watching. My door just opened up. Oh yeah, feel free to watch the next video or something. Like, it's gonna be up here somewhere. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.